Okay, so in last class we have done some questions based on uh, uh, inverse inverse function. Okay, so today what we'll do, we'll start with some transformation of the graph and even and odd functions. Okay, so first we'll see the definition of even and odd function. Okay, so let's see the basic definition of even and odd functions. Okay, so first even function. Even function Okay, so basically, a function is said to be even if it satisfies the particular if it satisfies the particular condition, such that f of x will be equals to f of minus x. That is, if instead of x, if I substitute minus x, then the value of the function or the function does not change. Okay, the function does not change even if I substitute x instead of or minus x instead of x. Okay, so for example, suppose f of x is equals to x square. Okay, f of x is equals to x square. Now this is a very classic example of an even function. Instead of x square, instead of x, if I substitute minus x, okay, so this will be minus of x whole square. This will still be x square. Okay, so this is also equals to f of x. Fine. So that means f of x is equals to f of minus x. If this is the condition satisfied by any function, it is called as an even function. Another classic example of even function is will be f of x is equals to mod of x. Okay, so mod of x. So suppose instead of x, if I substitute minus x, what will I get? Minus of x. This will be equals to mod x, which is nothing but f of x. Okay, so basically, when instead of x, whenever I substitute minus x in any function, if you will get the exact same function back, then it is known as even function. Okay, then it is known as even function. Fine. Next is odd function. Now you must have guessed it right that if even function satisfies this property, then odd function will be what kind of function? Suppose odd function. Okay, suppose a function, if f of x, if I substitute instead of x, if I substitute minus x, instead of x, if I substitute minus x, f of minus x will give you the negative of f of x, will give you the negative of f of x. In the previous case, in even function, f of x was equals to f of minus x. In this case, f of x is equals to minus of f of minus x. Okay, so now minus comes outside. For example, suppose f of x is equals to x cube. Suppose f of x is equals to x cube. Okay, now instead of x, if I substitute minus x, instead of x, if I substitute minus x, so f of minus x is equals to minus x whole cube. Okay, this will be minus of 1 cube into x cube, which is nothing but minus of x cube. This minus I can take outside this minus, and this will be nothing but f of x. Okay, so from here we got f of minus x is equals to minus of f of x, which is a definition of odd function. Okay, so even function, when f of x is equals to f of minus x, and odd function, f of minus x is equals to minus of f of x. Okay, just look at this. We'll solve some questions based on this. Okay, Fine. Now see, in this, how do you identify even and odd function graphically? In this, how do you identify even and odd function graphically? Okay, so it's very simple to identify an even or odd function graphically. For even function, so graphically identifying even or odd, graphically identify even or odd. Okay, so if a function is even function, then this is x-axis, okay, this is plus x, and here it is minus x. Plus x extends in this direction, minus x extends in this direction, right? Plus x is this, minus x is this. Suppose you have any function, which is symmetric about y-axis, that is, whatever the function look like on plus x, okay, whatever the function look like on plus x, the function will look exactly same for minus x also. Okay, whatever the function looks like for plus x, the functions look exactly same for minus x. We have given two examples, mod x and x square. So x square on the right side looks something like this. Okay, so if it is an even function, x square should look on the left side exactly same. That means, understood? Fine. What was mod x? Mod x was so this is x square. I'll draw separately for mod x. For mod x, right side it looks exact like this. So mod x, because it's an even function, on the left side of y-axis it will look exactly like this. Okay, so whatever the function is on the right side, the function will look exactly same on the left side of y-axis if it is an even function. Understood? Fine. Now, suppose in these two cases it is passing through origin. Is it necessary for a even function to pass through origin? No. For an even function, it is not necessary to pass through origin. Okay. Suppose the function is something like this. The function is something like this. Yes. Now see, this graph looks similar to cos of x on the right side, right? This graph looks similar to cos of x on the right side. Now, if I'll take the mirror image of this, okay. So this is x square, this is mod of x, and this is cos of x. Okay, cos of x is also an even function. Okay, so whatever is on the right side is on the left side. So it is not necessary for an even function to pass through origin. Okay, just look at these three graphs. I hope you understood what I am trying to say. When the graph is even or symmetric about y-axis. Okay, now let's see for odd function. Let's see for odd function. Now see, the odd function, because they satisfy a property that f of x is equal, minus of f of x is equals to f of minus x, because the odd function satisfies this property, there is one condition on the odd function, that they must pass through origin. They must pass through origin. Okay, they must pass through origin. What happens is, suppose this is x and y axis. If you'll think about any odd function, for example, any odd function, suppose y is equals to x. y is equals to x cube, y is equals to x cube. So odd function will pass through origin and they will be mirror image about this point. They will be mirror image about origin. For example, if this is on the right side, the left side will be mirror image about origin. So they will, understood? Fine. For tan x also, for okay, not for tan x also, they will be mirror image about this, and tan x is also something like this, and they will pass through this. For y is equals to x, y is equals to x. This is x cube. For y is equals to x, something like this. The graph will be something like this. I'm making separate. So the graph is something like this, right? And a sin x, y is equals to sin x. I'm drawing it separately. If the graph of sin x on the right side is like this, so on the left side it will be, so on the right side, on the left side. So symmetric about origin, symmetric about the point origin. Okay, symmetric about a point origin. Okay, now see, this is okay, fine. Now suppose I have given you examples of perfectly odd or perfectly even functions, perfectly odd or perfectly even functions. Now suppose I have a function like polynomial functions or a quadratic expression. In this, the question, the function is given as f of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, ax square plus bx plus c. Now see, what you will say that, sir, if I'll substitute instead of x, if I'll substitute instead of x minus x, instead of x, if I'll substitute minus x, what will happen? If instead of x, if I'll substitute f of minus x, this will become a into minus x whole square plus b into minus x plus c. Okay, now see, this will become ax square plus bx plus c. So this is f of minus x. This is f of minus x. Okay, this part and this part are exactly same. This part is exactly same for f of x and for f of minus x. These two parts are exactly same for f of x as well as f of minus x. Okay, so what I'll call is that these two are the even part of the function. These two will be called as the even part of the function. These two will be called as the even part of the function. Understood? Even part of the sorry, yeah, this is minus x. These two will be called as the even part of the function. Okay, but what happens to this part? What happens to this part? See, when I substitute minus x, when I'm substituting minus x, this part is becoming minus of bx. So I will call this. So now this is changing. This part is acting as even. This part is acting at even, but this part is acting as odd. This part is acting at odd. So what I'll call this as odd part. Odd part. Okay. So if I look at the function combined, if I look at the complete function combined, if I look at the complete function, can I say that f of x is equals to minus of f of minus x? Can I say like this for this complete function? No. Okay. Or can I say that f of x is equals to f of minus x? No. So that means for this kind of function, I cannot simply say that this is completely even or completely odd. That is, there will be some functions which are neither even nor odd. Okay, like for example, polynomial functions are the best example. Polynomial functions are the best example. Quadratic expressions. quadratic expression which have a x term in it. They are neither odd nor even. Okay. So what will I infer from this? That any function, है ना, even if it is not purely even or purely odd, can be written in the form of its odd part and can be written in the form of its even part. Okay, I'll give you an example. So I hope this particular part is okay. That the function can be neither even nor odd. Okay. Fine. Let's see. So if so taking the previous example, if suppose f of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Fine. Now I have to check what is the even part of this function. I have to check what is the even part of this function. Now if I substitute instead of x minus x, so I will get ax square. If I get ax square minus of bx plus c. Okay. So which part changes its sign? When I substitute minus x, which part is the part which changes its sign? Only the odd part. Only the odd part was the one which changed its sign, right? So if I'll add both of them, what will I get? I will get f of x plus f of minus x is equals to, I will get 2 times of ax square plus c. I will get 2 times of ax square plus c. Now if I divide f of x, this f of x plus f of minus x by 2, this will become ax square plus c. Okay, so what is this? What will this give me? This gives me the even part of the function. This gives me the even part of the function. I hope this is okay for everyone. Okay. If I add f of x plus f of minus x by 2, because the even part will get added 2 times. By 2 because the even part will get added 2 times. So this will give me the even part of the function. Even for the perfectly even function, this will satisfy. Even for the perfectly even function, this will satisfy. Suppose for x square plus x square will give you 2x square by 2, again x square. So if it will give you the even part. Understood? Now second is, if I had to find the odd part, so instead of addition, what will I do? I will subtract. When I subtract, what will happen? This minus will become plus and these two will become negative. Okay, so when I subtract both of them, even part will get cancelled. Okay, even part in that case will get cancelled and only the odd part will be added up. So you will have f of x minus of f of minus x will give you twice of b of x. Okay, so this will, b of x will be equals to f of x minus f of minus x by 2. Understood? And what does this gives you? This gives you the odd part of the function. This will give you odd part of the function. Okay, so using this, I can say that any function can be represented as its odd part or even part. Okay, any function can be presented as its odd part or even part. That is, f of x can be written as, I will write odd part separately. So this is f of x plus f of minus x by 2 plus f of x minus f of minus x by, okay, this represents even part of a function, and this represents odd part of a function. Okay, just check this. We'll do a very basic questions on this. Okay, I hope this one is clear for everyone. Fine. Now some basic algebra of even and odd. Suppose if I'll add two even, this is very simple. If I'll add even plus even, what will I get? I will get completely even function. Okay, if I'll add odd plus odd, what will I get? I will get completely odd function. Okay, fine. Even plus even will give me odd. Even minus even will also give me even function. Okay, odd plus odd will give me odd. Odd minus odd will also give you odd. Understood? Fine. Now see, even plus even into even will also give you even function. Okay, odd into odd. Odd into odd will give you what? Odd into odd will give you even function. Understood? Now suppose if you add even plus odd or even minus odd, what will you get? You will get neither even nor odd. Odd plus even or odd minus even, neither even nor odd. If you multiply even with odd, if you multiply even function with odd function, what will you get? You will always get odd function. Okay, or divide even division will give you always odd function. Okay, so this is multiplication as well as division. This is multiplication as well as division. Okay, now if you even either multiplied or divided with odd will always give you odd. I think this is very basic, so that's why I'm not explaining. Okay, now see, one of you is asking, suppose what is y is equals to, okay, I'll give you examples now. You have to find whether the functions are even or odd. Okay, the first example is I will solve by myself, then I'll give you some questions. Okay, that y is equals to cos x plus 2. Y is equals to cos x plus 2 is an even function or odd function. Okay, now see, this simply, very simple, just substitute f. This is f of x. F of x is equals to cos of x plus 2. Okay, now instead of x, simply substitute minus x. Instead of x, simply substitute minus x. This is f of minus x is equals to cos of minus x plus 2. This is still cos of x plus 2. This is what? This is f of x. So that means f of x is equals to f of minus x. So what kind of function this becomes? This is an even function. Okay, this is an even function. Now see, if I try to draw this graph, cos x plus 2. So cos x plus 2, cos x graph will be something like this. Cos x graph will be something like this. Now plus 2 graph will shift 2 upwards. So now this is 1. So cos 2 graph will be something like this. Okay, symmetric about y-axis. So this is cos x plus 2 and this is simply cos x. Now my highest point will be 2 and the minimum point will be 1. In this, highest point is 1, minimum point is minus 1. Simple. Understood? Right? Fine. Okay. Okay, so this is cos x plus 2. So cos x, oh yeah, sorry, 2 plus 1, 3. Cos x plus 2, 3 and 2 minus 1, 1. Yeah, so 3 and 1. So highest will be 3, minimum will be 1. And in this case, cos x simply highest was 1 and minimum was minus 1. Understood? So basically the curve only shifts 2 upwards. However, the condition or the symmetry of the curve is still about y-axis. Okay, and one more thing, that the constant functions are constant functions will not be affected by minus x or plus x. Okay, so constant functions will always be even in nature. Understood? Okay, let's see some questions based on this. Let's see some questions based on this. So this is so you have to check whether the functions are even or odd. So first is I'll write you different functions. You have to check whether functions are even or odd. Okay. Okay, so these are 5 different functions. You have to check whether each function is even or odd. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes time. These are very simple questions. Just check whether these are even or odd functions. Okay, let's see. For the first one, x square sine x. So simply, I will substitute f of x as f of minus x. So this is f of minus x will give you minus of x whole square, minus of x whole square into sine of minus x. So this will become x square into minus of sine of x. So this will be minus of x square into sine of x, and this is nothing but minus of f of x. This is nothing but minus of f of x. So my f of minus x is equals to minus of f of x. That means the first function is nothing but odd. This first function is nothing but an odd function. So this is odd. So first one you must have guessed it correct. First one you must have done it correct. That first one is odd function. Let's look at the second function. Let's look at the second function. What is the second function? Let's see. Log of 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. So you have log of 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. this is equals to f of x. So instead of x, what will I substitute? Instead of x, I will substitute minus x. So f of minus x is equals to log of 1 minus of minus x upon 1 plus of minus x. Instead of x, I just substituted minus x. So this becomes log of 1 plus x upon log of 1 minus x. This I can write as log of 1 plus x. If I'll take it inverse, if I'll take it reverse, so this will become 1 minus x upon 1 plus x to the power minus 1, right? This is inverse of this. So 1 minus 1 can come outside. So this is minus 1 upon into log of 1 minus x upon 1 plus x, which is nothing but minus 1 into f of x or minus of f of x. So I'm getting f of x, f of minus x is equals to minus of f of x. So that means the second one is odd function. So this is an odd function. Okay, let's look at the third one. I hope everybody understood what I did here. Let's look at the third. Log of x plus root of 1 plus x square. Okay, so we have log of x plus root of 1 plus x square. Okay, so simply this is if equals to f of x. I just have to check what f of minus x looks like. Okay, so I'll substitute instead of x, I will substitute minus x. So this will be log of minus x plus root of 1 plus minus x whole square. So this is log of minus x plus root of 1 plus x square. Okay, I've got like something like this. Okay, now see, if I'm getting something like this, but I just want to check it further that what this actually is, okay. So if I'll try to rationalize this, if I'll try to rationalize this part which is inside, this is log of root of 1 plus x square minus x. I can write this as this. Okay, if I'll multiply root of 1 plus x square plus x upon root of 1 plus x square plus x, but this is a non-zero quantity. This part is a non-zero quantity. No matter what x is, this will never be equal to 0. Okay, this will never be equal to 0. So this is a non-zero quantity. If I'll multiply this in numerator and denominator, this part in the denominator is 1 plus x, 1 plus x square plus x, and this part in the numerator will be equals to log of a square minus b square. A square is 1 plus x square minus b square minus x square. So x square and x square gets cancelled. So you'll have under root of 1 plus x square plus x. Okay, so this is nothing but log of under the root of 1 plus x square plus x to the power minus 1. This part I've written it as power minus 1. Now this is minus of log of under the root of 1 plus x square plus x. This is equals to minus of f of x, which is f of minus x. So f of minus x is equals to minus of f of x. That means this is an odd function. Okay, just check this once again. We'll move on to the next part after this. Fine. Let's move on to the next part. Let's see. Next part, next session was okay. Okay. So the next question was sin x minus cos x. sin x minus cos x. So let's see, f of x is equals to sine of x minus cos x. Okay, let's try to solve this one. So I'll take this as f of x as this is f of x. So if I substitute f of minus x, this will become sine of minus x minus cos of minus x. Okay, so this becomes minus of sine x minus of cos x. So this is f of minus x. So can I say this is equals to f of x, or can I say this is equals to minus of f of x? I cannot say either of them. Why? Because f of x is the sum of odd function, means sum of or subtraction of odd function minus even function. So you have odd minus even. Okay, so one part is odd and one part is even. So you will get neither odd nor even, because when you take minus x, this will change its sign and this will not change its sign. Understood? So that means this is neither odd nor even. Okay, even if okay, fine. Even if you transform this into a single trigonometric function, if you transform this into a single trigonometric function, even then you will not get this as simply odd or even. Understood? Fine. Now next part. Next part was e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. Next part is e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. Just check for this one. This is f of x equals to e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. Right? Okay. Check for this one. Okay, let's see. So suppose if I substitute instead of x, if I substitute f of minus x. So f of minus x. So we'll get e to the power minus x plus e to the power x, but e to the power minus of minus x. So this becomes e to the power minus x plus e to the power x by 2. This is nothing but, I've just written it first, this one is second, and this is nothing but the function, the original function itself. So this is nothing but f of x. So that means f of minus x is equals to f of x. That means it's an even function. That means the last one is an even function. Okay, fine. Everyone understood? But a log function is not an odd function. Who said log function is an odd function? Log function is not an odd function. Log of x and log of minus x. Log of minus x is not defined. One of you is asking that why log is a log is an odd function. Log is not an odd function, but in the case, in these two examples, this is coming out to be odd function because of the part inside it, because of this part. Okay, fine. This part is coming out to be odd function. Okay, log itself is not an odd function because suppose you have log of x. Okay, this is f of x. This is defined for positive x. Now if I substitute f of minus x, this will be log of minus x. Okay, so this is log of minus x. Understood? So this part won't be defined. So for some part we cannot even say, for some functions like this we cannot say that it is an even function or odd function. Understood? Fine. Okay, this is an example of one of those functions. This case is particularly restricted because of its domain, because log will not be defined for minus x. Okay, we are only taking those examples for which minus x, the domain of minus x, or even if you take minus x, will be defined. For example, in all of these functions, plus and minus x's are defined. For this one, plus and minus x will be defined. For this one, plus and minus x will be defined. For this one, plus and minus x will be defined. Understood? Fine. Okay. Yeah. For graph for the third question, we can draw for this function. Which okay. for the third question. Which one? This one? Okay, see, for even function, it is not or even or odd. If it passes through origin, it is not necessary that it is an odd function. If it passes through origin, it is not necessary that it is an odd function. Okay, but if it is an odd function, it will pass through origin. There are two conditions that if it is an odd function, it will pass through origin, but if it is passing through origin, it is not necessarily an odd function. For example, x square. For example, f of x is equals to x square. This is passing through origin. This is passing through origin, but this is not an not an odd function, but this is passing through origin. Okay, so all functions which passes through origin are not necessarily odd functions. Okay, let's Ashwin, it doesn't pass through origin, but it is an odd function. Which part, actually? Which one? This one, this function. See, if you substitute x is equal to 0, if x is equal to 0, this will become log of 1. What is log of 1? Log of 1 is 0, so it is passing through 0, 0, right? And now think about it. If I substitute this was odd function, right? If this is 0, this becomes 0 plus 1 under root of 1 plus 0. This is log of 1. So 0, 0. Again, it is passing through 0, 0. So it's an odd function. Which one? 0, 0. 0, if we substitute 0, this will become 1. Log of 1. Log of 1 is 0. Okay, think about it. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. So these were basic examples, basic questions on. These are basic examples and basic questions on odd and even function. Okay, odd and even function. Fine. Now see, what I'll do. The last part of functions is also for your NCERT and your board level also. Transformation of function is very important. Transformation of function is very important for you. Transformation of function means what happens to a function if I add 1, what happens to a function if I subtract 1, what happens to a function if instead of x if I take 2x, and such that and so on. Okay, so transformation or graphical approach for a function is very important. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll try to look at some of the basic transformation of a function and what happens to the function when we add 2, when we subtract 2, and so on. Okay, so this will be the last part of your functions for your 12th, and also compulsory odd function will pass through origin, because it will otherwise it will not satisfy the property f of x and f of minus x is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. One more thing, that it will be also symmetric about origin. Symmetric about origin. Okay. So like even function was symmetric about y-axis, odd function will be symmetric about origin. Understood? Okay, fine, very good. You can take examples. You can just write any odd function which you feel like that it's an odd function. You can check, draw the graph, and it will pass through origin. I have never come across through any function which is an odd but are not passing through origin. If you come across, please let me know. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so transformation of a graph. Transformation of a graph. This is very important as in terms for your board as well as for your JEE. Graphical approach is one of the very finest approach in mathematics by which you can solve many questions in your JEE as well as board. Okay, so graphs should be on your tips. Okay, so let's see. So first is transformation of graphs. Transformation of graph. In this we will have some basic transformations. In this we will have some basic transformation in different graphs. So the first is, and we have just given a name. We have given a name for a specific type of transformation. You don't have to remember the name. You just remember the concept. Don't remember the name. Just remember the concept. Okay. So the first kind of transformation is vertical shift. Vertical shift. Okay. Vertical shift. Just remember the concept. Don't try to remember the name. Okay. Don't try to remember the name. For example, in an example, cos x plus 2. Yeah. So suppose f of x is equals to cos x. Suppose f of x is equals to cos x. Okay. So the vertical shift means if there is any function, f of x, if I'll add a constant or subtract a constant, what will the function become? So this is g of x. What will happen to the function? So suppose we have cos of x. Okay, suppose we have cos of x. So this is I'm taking sine of x. I've drawn sine of x. So I'm taking, suppose this is sine of x. Okay, so this is sine of x. Okay, now this is general representation, basic sine of x. Now what will happen if I'll add 2 to this function? If I'll add a particular constant 2, suppose if I'm adding 2 to this function, now this function, what will happen? This whole thing, when this was 0, now the function, then this was 0. Now at the same value of x, sin x will be same, but the overall function will change its value. The overall function will become 2. So I'll drop it some other. So now this is 2. So okay, when the function sin x was 1, when the function sin x was 1, that is as pi by 2. When initial function was 1, now the function will become 1 plus 2, that is 3. So that means each part of the function shifts by how much units? Each part of the function shifts by 2 units. Okay, this was my original function. This was my original function. This was original. Okay, and this is my transform. Okay, so now in this case, transformation is occurring in positive direction. That means it is moving upward. And why it is moving upward? Because I've added 2. Suppose instead of adding 2, I have subtracted 2. Then what will happen? Then the whole graph will shift downwards by how much units? By 2 units. So that means that the whole graph will become like this. The whole graph will shift downward by how much units? By 2 units. So when the function was 0, now the function will be minus 2. So this was 2, now this will be minus 2. When the function was 1, when the original function was 1, the new function, the transformed function will be minus 3. Okay, the function will be minus 1. 1, minus 2, minus 1. Understood? So the whole function will shift minus 2 downward. Just take the function and shift upward. This will be plus 2. And the whole function take up downward, this will be minus 2. Okay, suppose this was the function. For plus 2, it will be simply shift upward, plus 2. And if this was the function, if it is minus 2, then it will shift minus 2. Understood? For example, this is periodic function sin x. Okay, I'll take one more example. Let's see. Suppose the function f of x is equals to x. Simplest example, very basic example. Suppose f of x is equals to x. Okay. Now This is f of x is equals to x. Okay. Now what I'll take, I will do x plus 2. X plus 2. Then what do you think what should happen to the function? X plus 2 should shift plus 2 above. X plus 2 should shift plus 2 above. When x was 0, here y was 0 in this case. Now when x is 0, what will happen to y? Y will become 2. When x was 1, what was 1? Y was 1. Now when x is 1, what will happen to y? Y will become 1 plus 2, 3. So that means the whole graph shifts to upward. Whole graph shifts to upwards. Whole graph shifts to upward. At the same points get shifted up. Same point gets shifted up. This point gets shifted up by 2. This point gets shifted up by 2. Similarly, every point gets shifted up by 2. Understood? Now, instead of adding, what I'll do, I will subtract. Suppose x minus 2. X minus 2, same point. What will happen to the same point? Now, same point will shift minus 2 downward. 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 If I'll add, means if I'll make a straight line. So what is this? This is x minus 2. And what is this? This is x plus 2. Okay. Now, because all the shifts are occurring in vertical directions. All the shifts are occurring in vertical direction. This is shifting upward vertically. This is shifting downward vertically. Okay. A more basic example, suppose f of x is a constant. F of x is equals to 3. F of x equals to 3. It was a constant. Now if I'll add, if I draw the graph of f of x equals to 3 is something like this. This is y is equals to 3. Okay. If I'll add 1, this will become 3 plus 1. So every point will shift 1 upward. So this will be, the new graph will become something. This is y is equals to 4. This is y is equals to 3. If I subtract 1, 3 minus 1, the whole graph will shift downward. This is y is equals to 2. Understood? Shifting upward, shifting downward. Each point simultaneously. Each point will shift one upward, one downward. Have you understood? So this is known as vertical shift. You just remember the concept. Do not remember the name, vertical shift. Understood? Fine. So I hope today's class is clear. I'll show you the slides once again. Okay. And next transformation we'll do in the next class. Okay. Fine.
Okay, so remaining we'll do it in the next class. Fine.
Hello. Thank you, Amit sir. Students, kindly listen one thing. I can see some students logging in without the format given as the display name. So there are some students, I'm not naming those students now. There should be the school name, standard, if there is any section that has to be mentioned, and your name. And one student has written the name in Tamil. Please write it in English. So all these things, we can change it today. By tomorrow, this won't be tolerated. So quickly go for a break for 5 minutes. We'll start the class by 9:40. Thank you.